You are walking under a burning sun. A leather strap cuts into your shoulder, dust sticks to your legs, and ahead of you lie 200 more days on the road. Your stomach is empty, and the only taste in your mouth is sour vinegar. At that moment, a question becomes unavoidable. What did men eat who marched day after day, carrying armor, weapons, and the future of an empire on their backs? And more importantly, how did they survive where there were no markets, no farms, no houses with stored food? The answer exists in the sources, but the deeper meaning lies elsewhere. What feels like hunger and suffering to us today was one of Rome's most effective weapons of will. A Roman soldier did not eat for pleasure. He ate to endure. Food in the Roman army was not comfort and not care. It was discipline. A legionary was not given ready bread. He was given dry grain. Everything else was his responsibility. He had to grind it, knead it, and bake it himself. This was not a flaw in the system. It was the system. Roman writers emphasized that a soldier was expected not only to fight, but to sustain himself with his own hands. From this grain came a rough flatbread, hard, dense, almost stone-like. It could be stored for weeks. This bread did not break in the hand. It broke teeth. It became a symbol of endurance. Bread as hard as the man who ate it. Imagine the scene. After a full day of marching, the soldier sits by the fire. He pulls out a small hand mill, grinds the grain, mixes the dough, and bakes his only meal in the embers. His hands shake from exhaustion. His breath mixes with smoke. Only after the work is done does he earn the right to eat. In Rome, bread and labor were inseparable. Every soldier carried his own cooking tools, his own mill, his own equipment. This added weight to armor, weapons, and shield. A Roman soldier carried not only war, but his own survival. Archaeology confirms this reality. Burned grain, fragments of mills, and remains of ovens have been found in military camps across Europe. This was not theory. It was daily life. But bread alone was not enough. For thirst, for illness, for survival, Roman soldiers drank water mixed with vinegar. This drink was called pasca. It was not wine. It was not pleasure. It was sharp, sour, and burning. It killed bacteria, made dirty water drinkable, and protected soldiers from disease on long marches. To a modern person, this sounds like punishment. To a Roman soldier, it meant life. Every sip carried the same message. You drink what the man beside you drinks. You endure what he endures. Unity was forged not only in battle, but in hunger and thirst. The Roman soldier marched with more than food. His total load could reach 30 kilograms. Armor, weapons, tools, tent, cooking pot, grain. Everything was carried on a wooden frame, an early form of a backpack. The legionary looked like a moving workshop. Every item had its place. Every item had a purpose. When thousands of such men marched together, the sound of metal, wood, and tools became as recognizable as the sound of their steps. The march itself was often harder than battle. Roman soldiers covered distances that still seem extreme today. And after the march, there was no rest. Every evening, they built a fortified camp with ditches, walls, and tents. This routine was mandatory. No other army of the ancient world matched this level of daily discipline. Sometimes the diet could be expanded. Archaeology shows bones of pigs and cattle in Roman camps. Meat was eaten but rarely. It was a luxury, usually reserved for officers. When meat was available, it was boiled and shared within small groups. These groups cooked together, ate together, and endured together. This shared hardship bonded them more strongly than orders ever could. But when supply trains failed, survival became primitive. Soldiers gathered roots, wild plants, berries, sometimes fish or birds. Ancient sources describe men eating whatever allowed them to keep moving. Even then, vinegar remained essential. It made unsafe water drinkable. Every detail mattered. A piece of bread, a pinch of salt, a sour drink. Food stopped being nourishment and became a test. As campaigns dragged on, bodies weakened. Hunger was common. Exhaustion constant. Roman authors did not hide this. Yet discipline forced soldiers to move when strength was gone. Thick grain porridge became a critical source of energy. Bland, heavy, unpleasant, but effective. Beans and legumes added protein when available. Salt became priceless. Without salt, muscles failed. Its loss could trigger unrest. When even this disappeared, soldiers ate desperation itself. Seed residue, oil cake, anything edible. Archaeology confirms this as well. And still, the army marched on. Discipline made this possible. Officers controlled not only combat, but food. They ensured grain was milled, pots were boiling, rations were distributed. Without this structure, the legion would collapse. Punishment enforced obedience. Support from comrades allowed survival. Fear and brotherhood worked together. By the time battle came, the Roman soldier was already hardened. Hunger, fatigue, repetition. Battle was simply the continuation of the march. The same empty stomach. The same tired legs. Just more noise. Roman formations held because soldiers were trained to endure more than their enemies. Endurance decided outcomes. This diet left permanent marks. Bones show signs of malnutrition, illness, and exhaustion. Many soldiers survived campaigns but never returned the same. The cost was enormous. But the system worked. Bread and vinegar powered an empire, not because they nourished the body, but because they trained endurance. So what did Roman soldiers eat for 200 days on campaign? The answer is simple. Bread. Vinegar. Grain. Sometimes beans. Rarely meat. But the deeper truth is this. They ate discipline. And that discipline built the army that reshaped the ancient world.